On information and belief that UMG hired other unknown parties to use bots to promote Not Like Us and also inflate streams of the Not Like Us music video, which UMG first published on July 4th, 2024, UMG appears to have used similar tactics with other streaming services. On information and belief, UMG paid and approved payments to Apple Inc. to have its voice-activated digital assistant, Siri, purposely misdirect users to Not Like Us. Online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy by the recording artist Aubrey Drake Graham, doing business as Drake, Siri instead played Not Like Us, which contained the lyric Certified Pedophile, an allegation against Drake. UMG engaged in similar pay-to-play schemes to increase the airplay of Not Like Us on the radio, and the petitioner has obtained information from a third party indicating that at least one UMG employee made payments to an independent radio promoter serving as an intermediary who had agreed to transfer those payments to certain radio stations and or radio stations employees. These radio stations subsequently played or caused to be played Not Like Us without disclosing that they had been played to do so. Ooh, this is actually a crime. Okay. This practice, known as payola, is prohibited by the Communications Act of 1934 and has been the subject of regulatory scrutiny by a number of executive agencies. In 2006, UMG agreed to pay $12 million in a settlement with the New York Attorney General following an investigation involving accusation that UMG executives had used a broad array of pay-for-play tactics to secure radio airplay for its music. In connection with UMG's settlement, the then New York Attorney General, Elliot Spitzer, explained consumers have a right to not be misled about the way in which the music they hear on the radio is selected. He continued to say pay-for-play makes mockery of the claims that only the best or the most popular music is broadcasted. Separately, in 2005, UMG was sued by two radio promotion companies alleging fraudulent pay-to-play practices. While historically payola has been thought of in terms of paying radio stations for to play songs. In February 2020, the Federal Trade Commission released guidance stating that by paying an influencer to pretend that their endorsement or review is untainted by a financial relationship, this is illegal payola. On information and belief, UMG employed a similar scheme by paying social media influencers to endorse the song and the video. For example, the petitioner understands that UMG paid the popular NFR podcast, which nearly has 300,000 subscribers on YouTube and over 330,000 followers on X, to promote Not Like Us and its video without disclosing payment. As a part of his deal with UMG, the NFR podcast published podcast episodes, tweets, and other content publicly about the song. In a sea change for UMG's internal policy, UMG removed the song's copyright restrictions on YouTube and Twitch, thereby whitelisting the song for the first time in UMG history, which further incentivized influencers spreading the songs. UMG's scheme to ensure Not Like Us broke through on Spotify and elsewhere worked. Not Like Us broke Spotify records, and as Interscope posted on his X account. Not Like Us becomes the fastest rap song to reach blah blah blah. Only took 35 days. To date, Not Like Us has almost 900 million streams on Spotify and holds the record for the biggest single day streams of a hip hop song, the most streamed diss track in Spotify history. Not Like Us has spent 27 weeks on the Spotify City chart for New York City, which ranks as the weekly streaming popularity of the songs by users in New York. Within a week of its initial release, Not Like Us broke the record for the most streamed song in the 7-day period with 96 million streams. After UMG published the video, Not Like Us returned to the number one spot on the Billboard Hot 100. In the same week, the song was streamed an additional 53.8 million times and played on the radio an additional 40 million times. From July 4th to August 8th, the video ranked first on YouTube weekly top music video charts. On November 13th, the iHeartRadio, I can't even see it. iHeartRadio leaderboard reported that Not Like Us was the second most popular song on the platform. On New York radio, Not Like Us remains, as of date of this following, a top 40 hit on popular music and hip-hop stations, including Z100, Power 105, WQHT, which is Hot 97. And from May 9th to August 15th, the song was among the top 10 of all streamed songs in New York City. Okay. UMG's schemes to artificially inflate the popularity of Not Like Us were motivated, at least in part, by the desire of the executives at Interscope to maximize their own profits. UMG executives have an annual incentive program pursuant to which they are rewarded for meeting and surpassing their sales and profit projections, among other metrics. The incentives are largely based on the specific UMG division rather than the performance of UMG more generally. For example, the annual incentive or bonus of a Interscope CEO, John Janik, is based on 90% of the financial success of Interscope and only 10% of the financial success of UMG generally. That's very important. What they're saying is that they're suing UMG, but they're actually claiming it's Interscope doing it, even though Interscope is a part of UMG. And they're saying, well, okay, you're suing the whole company, but you're only claiming this part of the company is doing it. Why would this part of the company do it? And they're like, well, the executives for this part of the company have an incentive in their contracts to make them revenue. So, for example, in a diss track, you might be like, what helps Kendrick and Drake are both UMG artists. What helped Kendrick hurts Drake. If you're UMG, why the fuck would you want to cut your nose off to spite your face? They're saying, well, Interscope is with Kendrick and they want to maximize their profits for their own pockets. So they're helping him, even though the song is kicking in the back of Drake. Cool. Thus, on information and belief, Mr. Janik and other executives at Interscope have been incentivized to maximize the financial success of Interscope through the promotion of Not Like Us and its revitalizing impact on the artist's prior recording catalog.